Seen the movie like 200 times.
Wanda.
Yeah, we have Susan Mannion. I'm sorry. Cynthia. I'm a piece of shit. Cynthia Mannion. Robert Pritchard. And Gary Schneider. We're here to talk and celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Toxic Avenger. So we're going to ask them a couple questions. We're going to go Q&A, and everyone's going to get an option to talk to them, ask them questions. So, first of all, I want to ask you guys, what was it like working with Lloyd? He's a little crazy, we know that, so.
Lloyd's a wild man, and you never know what he's going to do. If he's going to be nice and gentle, or if he's going to be crazy and yelling and screaming. But he just does everything he does to get the best out of the actors, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always had a very good experience with Lloyd. He did not yell at me.
She was good.
He was very happy with me. I did everything they wanted up until a point, and then that was it, and I was done. But yeah, he was great. I really appreciated the opportunity.
I have my own. I think it's amazing that he is still out here doing his passion. So think about it. Think at the end of your life, where do you want to be? You want to be out doing stuff, being your best self, having a great time, a great experience, and we're so happy that you're here because you're obviously already on your path. And I just admire him because he's out there, he's pushing it, he doesn't stop. Don't stop, take action.
Yeah.
What was it like working with Lloyd? So the scene where we're in the car and we run down the kid. All the dialogue we shot, the car was actually stationary, and they had PAs moving the car up and down, and they had like other PAs with like a board that had lights attached to it, and so it looked like we're driving and the lights are coming by us, and then we're doing our dialogue, you know, and the camera's on the hood of the car pointing through the windshield. So we do the dialogue, then we all get out, the actors are walking together, the PAs are all walking together, Lloyd and Michael are walking in front, and everybody's chatting. Everybody's chatting, the chatter gets louder and louder, and finally Lloyd just turns around and goes, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up." And like, the four of us are like, and he goes, "Except you. You keep talking. Everybody else, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up." That's what it was like to work with him.
After that, I have nothing else to say. One thing I'll say about Lloyd is that he is, I'm sure, still really good at taking a nickel and turning it into $1 in terms of value, production value in the movie. And that's, I think, why a lot of his films look more expensive maybe than they were or whatever. But for me personally, I was intimidated at first, in the beginning, working with him. He was very present, we'll say, but also this was the first film that I had done, and Lloyd kept things moving. He had to stay on budget or under budget. It was very important, and I didn't want to screw it up. I didn't want to get fired. So for the first few days of shooting, I just was kind of nervous. Then I breathed and things were a lot better. But Lloyd was very good at keeping things moving and keeping the film together. And hence, 40 years later, we never would have thought this would have happened. But look at that. Wow. Yeah.
Woohoo!
So, going off of your 40 years later, how does it feel to be part of something that is still just as popular as it was day one 40 years later?
Woohoo! We're here! We love it!
Unbelievable, mind-blowing, I don't know what else to say. We talked a little bit about when we were making the film 40 years ago, if somebody said, 40 years from now, you guys are going to get together at a horror con to talk about this film, we go, what? What are you talking about? And nobody knew. So this is just amazing. That's for I'll speak about amazing.
I think it's more popular now than it was 40 years ago.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at the fans, all ages. We haven't missed a generation. We are so blessed and happy, and we're like, woohoo, for real. It is amazing.
I'm gonna quote Monty Python. We're not dead yet. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being our fans. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. Thank you.
And it's just crazy that it is 40 years later. I haven't seen these two ladies in 40 years, and look at them. They look the same as they always did. The guys, they've aged. But it's fun to be all together again 40 years later, that's for sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
So crazy. Okay, everybody, say cheese. Cheese. Hands
Bigger
up in the air, go.
smiles.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. And so we're gonna head to Q&A now. So if anyone has any questions, throw your hand up in the air. Oh wow.
Woohoo!
Okay. Well, we're gonna start with the king of the panel room.
Do you guys have any good stories working with Pat Ryan, the mayor, in there? Since he's like one of my favorite character actors.
We didn't have any scenes with him.
Yeah. Did you, Melvin?
Well, I was a script supervisor, so I saw everybody. He was just a consummate professional. He was so great and such a wonderful actor. And he was always just giving it his all. Big man, and always had to be wiping him down. But he was always totally professional, and it was a pleasure to have him on set all the time.
All right. Who wants to take the next question? Here we go, boss man.
When they had the cartoon out not too long ago, if any of you had kids or grandkids, like it was on, I think, cable syndicated, did any of them notice and you go, hey, I was in that movie back in the 80s, you know, when they made it? Do you remember the cartoon at all? You guys know they made a cartoon
We
of it,
were around
right?
for the last 40 years, we just being back in.
Well, YouTube it sometime. Thank you.
We will, thank you. But I did let my son see the movie when he was 10 years old, just so he'd be prepared in case it came up in life.
All right. Head on over here.
Cool, all right. Hypothetical question for Robert Pritchard. So Slug and Spike existed in the same fictional universe. If the two were to cross paths, how do you think they'd react to each other?
Well, you know, Slug was really like the junior partner with Bozo, so he would probably also be the junior partner with Spike. But he would also probably be, you know, a bit. But also with Bozo, Slug had a creative side to him, you know, and did instigate a lot of stuff, and so I imagine that he would probably have some ideas on how to further expand Spike's atomic weed empire.
Awesome, thank you.
Good job.
Hey, so we all think of Lloyd as a guerrilla filmmaker, but how did you get involved with the movie? Was there a casting call? Did you audition? Were you, like, how did that come about that you ended up in the movie? Given, I'm assuming it was like an early part of your career.
There was a casting call and there were auditions. And it was very exciting. You were very young and you wanted work. So you heard that you were auditioning for the blind girl. So I went to the blind school in New York City and hung out for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, practicing to be blind. I went home and did everything with a black on me, and I got a stick. And I practiced, and I couldn't do the New York City streets. I figured I better be careful. I wanted to get there on my pace. So I went in for the audition, and I was blind. And I was so excited, and I went, yes! I nailed that! Guess what? But I was really happy to be on the film, and I got work, and I was like, this is gonna be awesome. And we have a very funny story that we just found out yesterday, because
I also auditioned for the blind girl. And I thought, I really did well. I thought about it. I didn't go as far as Cynthia did, but I just really thought I did a really great job. And I didn't get the blind girl. I got Wanda. I got wicked Wanda. And I was I was actually very happy with getting Wanda, because I wanted to play the bad girl. That was good.
Is that Melvin?
Well, they made a film before Toxic Avenger called The First Turn On. It was a teenage sex comedy. And I went to Troma because they put up a job notice on our job board at NYU. And he was like, oh, you go to NYU, what do you want to do on this film? And I said, well, I'd like to be the script supervisor because I get to work with the director. He was like, okay, you're the script supervisor. He was like, what else do you want to do? And I was like, well, I enjoy writing. Great, you can write some additional scenes. What else do you want to do? So anyway, I went to work on the crew as a script supervisor, and during a very important scene, a major character, a major actor, just didn't show up, which wasn't that unusual for a Troma film. And it was the boyfriend of the camp counselor, and we waited around for him, and finally Lloyd said, Mark, you do it. So I did the part. It was another socially awkward character, and I just did over-the-top acting, which I'm very good at. And they liked it so much, the way I did it. When they were casting Toxic Avenger, I got a call from Lloyd. He was like, listen, we've been auditioning hundreds of kids for this part of the pre-monster in our new film. And what we really want is what you did last year on the First Turn On. So if you want the part, it's yours. You don't even have to audition. And so I said, sure, I'll do it. And I said, can I still be the script supervisor? So the rest is history.
Okay, one thing to add on the First Turn On. I wasn't in the film, but I'm actually on the poster. Go figure that.
You and I also shot promos for it, although they were billed as auditions. Now, I did not audition for the blind girl. And, I didn't even know there was a blind girl part. Or I might have considered it. But, no, they had me plugged as Slug from the get-go. And I auditioned with Jennifer. Every time I auditioned, it was with her. And the first 2 times I recall, it was the script. And then the next 3 times, it was doing promos for Stuck on You and The First Turn On, which they had then actually used as promos for those movies. But they kept telling us, oh no, it's an audition.
I forgot that.
Yeah, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I have a friend who had a friend who was an assistant in casting at Troma. So through my friend's friend, I was told to send her, Rhonda, her name is, a picture and resume. So I did. I got called in for an audition, and she was kind of the gatekeeper who forwarded me on to Michael and Lloyd. I must have auditioned easily 7 times, 8 times. I mean, I think a lot of us probably went back. Didn't we? Did you guys go back to audition a lot or no? Thanks a lot, Cindy. And I auditioned a lot. Anyway, it was between me and another actor, and he got the part. I did not get the part at first. A couple of weeks later, and I was really a little devastated, to be honest. I really wanted this. A couple of weeks later, I got a call from Troma to go down to the office, and I found out that the other actor wouldn't be playing the role for whatever reason. He was gone, and I was offered the part. And the other actor was Vincent D'Onofrio. Does anybody know? Yeah, he's one of our really greatest character actors over the last 40 years or so. So I always felt like I was in pretty good company. But yeah, that's how I got the part.
Anyone else have any more questions? All right, there in the back, here in the front. I got little legs, give me a second. What's going on, bud?
Hi, so I have a 1.5-part question. It's not big enough to be 2-part. But it's for everyone, but specifically for the ladies. So this movie has been hugely popular around the world for the past 40 years. It was so big enough in Japan that Japan actually put up the money for the sequel for a lot of it. It's huge in Germany under the name The Atomic Hero. And with it being around in so many different incarnations and edits, there's different scenes that made a few different international cuts and some that didn't. In particular, there's the scene where, in the movie that we just watched, it's implied that the ladies met their demise at the hands of Toxie, whereas if someone were to be watching this film in Europe, there is a later scene where they go to the police station to talk to the police officers there. So my question then is, how did you feel about that particular scene being cut, or do you remember anything shooting that particular scene with the bald cap and everything? And then for everyone, have you ever experienced seeing any of the other international cuts or maybe the international posters or merchandise of the film, and what's that been like compared to looking at the current American version that we all know and love in the cinematic pantheon?
That is an excellent question with so many exciting points. Let's see, to start off with, they shot an alternative ending for my demise, which wasn't really a demise, thank goodness, thank you. What they did is after he caught me in the back room, I think you see him come with the scissors, the shears. So they quote, shaved me bald. They took all my hair and put it in a skull cap. So I was bald they shot it for a couple of days actually. So I was wearing this skull cap, which was sweating through my hair, so they had to keep redoing it. And I had a scene bald. And then the idea was I got punished by losing all my hair. Since we have been asleep for the last 40 years, we missed Japan and Germany and Europe and all the other cuts. However, I've lived in Germany, I've been to Japan, I'd love to go visit. So if any of you have contacts there, will you please let us know, because the 4 of us would like to go and visit them. Some of you brought some amazing posters from Japan. They were so beautiful. So beautiful. There was a couple. Oh, there was? And I was like, wow, I want one of them. So thank you for bringing that to our attention, and we're going to set it out in the world so that we can go visit our fans worldwide. Why not? Maybe you'll come visit us there. How about Japan? Tokyo, anybody?
That's when I learned what my last name was in the police station. So I'm Wanda Zilch, and I believe I'm the only character with the last name between the 4 of us. I don't know. Am I right about that?
Melvin had 2 last names. If you guys pay attention, he was Melvin Ferd in some scenes, and he was Melvin Junko in other scenes. It was just one of those things that was overlooked, and the director and producers didn't catch it until the edit. So they just went with it. They just left the 2 names on.
Nobody will figure it out.
No, nobody really figured it out. They either called him Melvin Junko or Melvin Ferd, and I'll accept either one.
Oh, that's great. So I was always Wanda Zilch, but I was a little embarrassed about having to wear a diaper. Interestingly enough, I wasn't embarrassed about all the other things in the film, but I was very embarrassed about the diaper. So I was a little bit relieved when they cut that scene. I know that sounds really silly, but yeah, it was okay that it was cut. I wasn't too bad about that.
It's on the syndicated version on TV.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so I'm going to watch that. And I'm going to agree with Cynthia. I was kind of, in another dimension for 40 years. So I'm back here now, and I'm realizing how popular Toxic Avenger is, and it's to my great enjoyment. I mean, it's been wonderful meeting everyone and seeing the popularity of the film and how many sequels have taken off from it. It's just, honestly, I'm just blown away. I really am, and it's just so cool to be here. This is my first convention, and I'm very excited to be here. And I hope to be able to come and visit a couple of more conventions. That I would really enjoy that. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Bozo is just Bozo. No less than.
Yeah, like Cher. Rambo.
Thank you. And I have not seen any of the foreign versions of it. I think that'd be pretty cool to see, but I'm not familiar with that. No.
Yeah, I would like to see them dubbed. I'd like to see me in Japanese. That would be cool. I already know what I'm saying, so I would like to hear it in Japanese. That would be cool. The posters, we were seeing them now because people are showing them to us, asking us to sign them, and they're beautiful. I mean, there's some really, really great artwork I'd never seen before. So it's interesting how this thing has sort of developed its own kind of subculture of its own. I'm thrilled and honored to be a part of it, and thank you all for your interest and for your support. I appreciate it.
We have time for one more question, so whoever puts their hands up the fastest.
White shirt.
Oh yeah, that white guy, the white shirt guy. Sorry, dude, I've been busting my ass. I'm moving.
I asked Lloyd Kaufman one time about the Toxic Crusaders video game for NES, and he said he was completely unaware of it. Are there any forms of Toxic Avenger media or memorabilia that has been shown to any of you that you thought was especially funny or surprising?
There's not in Toxic, but for Nukem High, there's an atomic joint for sale, which I think is awesome.
I have friends on the East Coast, and they have monster trucks, and their monster truck is called Toxic, and it's a great big green Toxic. It is amazing, and they made a little one for the kids, so there's a kids one, and I have gone to many of their events and been there and supported them, and I have a couple pictures in front of them, and I sent one to some Toxic Avenger or something in England that was having an event, and they said, can you just do a little intro for us? So I'm standing in front of the Toxic Avenger. So they have trucks, they're available out there, they sell the little trucks with Toxic Avenger. It's Jay Snyder and his son Corey, and they're on 2 monster truck panels, and they do the East and West Coast of the United States and Las Vegas. And those races and what he can do in those great big trucks with the great big tires, like the tires are like this big. So it's really fun to see it going into other places and use your brain and see what other things you can be doing, because the merchandising and all the things that you can do. You're a creative group, you write, you produce, you have so many talents, and I know you can do more stuff. And maybe you'll need us to help you out. Oh, you have one.
I have one, yes. I've honestly, I've just been so amazed with everything I've been seeing. So I guess I'm not answering your question exactly directly, but it's been so incredible to see how inventive people are. And like I said, I've been in a time capsule for 40 years, so I was completely unaware of all of this. So my eyes are being opened now, and even within my own creativity, I'm thinking, oh, what could I do? I just wrote a short film that just got produced. I'm gonna do some more of that, and I play a cannibal. So I'm really excited. I hope to bring that out to all you guys, and right now it's in a short format, but we're going to expand it, and it's called No Meat. So if you see that, you'll know it's me. Thanks, guys.
So it's vegan?
Yes, it is. No, it's not.
It's incredible. Every time I do a convention, I see new Toxic Avenger stuff, new T-shirts, new interesting toys and models. And I always ask, where did you get that? Is that from Troma? They're like, I don't know where I got it. I found it on eBay. I found it on Amazon. And I'm like, well, did Troma, approve of it? They were like, I don't know. I don't think so. So it's just an evolution that's really crazy and wonderful to see how inventive the people are that are creating these things. And it's always a joy to come to these conventions and see something new every time. I saw some T-shirts today that I never saw before, and I'm like, wow, that is the best Toxic Avenger T-shirt I ever saw. Then someone else comes by with a new one, with a different one. So it's just really an evolution that's really special.
Well, awesome, guys. Thank you for joining us here at Ohio TerraCon for the Toxic Avenger panel, celebrating 40 years, 50 years of Troma. Let's give one more round of applause. And if you haven't had a chance to meet them, they will be out at their tables. There's still some time before the end of the convention, so make sure you get those signatures and look for them at future conventions and on their projects. And follow Talking Tapes on YouTube.
Nobody.
There we go.
You're getting the only pictures for 40 years.
Thank you, guys.
We love you guys!